Perfect Days is directed by Wenders and is currently nominated for Best International Feature at the Oscars. This film is about a janitor who cleans public toilets in Tokyo. While driving back and forth to his cleaning stops, he listens to music on cassette tapes. And that's it. That's the plot of Perfect Days. This guy drives around and listens to music and cleans toilets, and we get to watch that happen for 2 hours. If that sounds like an awful time to you, then just don't watch the movie. For everyone else who enjoys the idea of a slice of life movie that slowly reveals more about a character through personal interactions and through things that affect his daily routine, this is a movie you're going to want to see. If you liked Jim Jarmusch's Patterson, then you'll probably enjoy this movie, because this feels kind of like a spiritual successor to that film. The lead character, Hirayama, is played by Koji Yakusho, who you might recognize from the devastatingly brilliant movie Cure that I reviewed for my last Halloween special. He is terrific here. He's a legendary actor already. He doesn't have anything to prove, but he has maybe like 8 or 9 lines in this film. I don't know the exact number. He doesn't talk a lot. There's one scene where he is kind of forced to and feels like he has to say some things to someone, but for the most part, he nods, he gestures, and he goes about his day. And everything is playing out on his face in beautiful, gigantic, big screen silence. It's one of the most refreshing things I've seen at the theater in a very long time, because this movie is in love with the beauty of everyday life, especially in small moments, things that we often take for granted. When Hirayama is cleaning a bathroom and somebody walks in and has to use it, he'll patiently wait outside for them to do their business, and while he's standing there, he'll look up at the trees and see the sun coming through the leaves and the shadows that are created as a result, dancing around the ground in beautiful patterns. And he'll smile softly in this very quiet, intimate moment as he appreciates the beauty of the planet we all share. He'll take out a camera and try to capture that moment. When he develops these photos, he looks at them and sometimes the lens flare from the sun makes the photo look really bad. He tears it up, he throws it away. Any one that he actually got that seems to capture what he was trying to capture, he'll put in a special box. And he's got tons of those in his closet. You learn so much about this character just watching him go about his daily routine, but it's when his daily routine becomes disrupted by unexpected visitors or his coworker who calls off for the day. That's where you learn a little bit more about him, that he might be trying to restart his life or at least go in a different direction from what his life was before. I'm not going to get into any spoilers, even though this isn't really a movie that you can spoil. There are aspects about his character that maybe you don't want to know, so I'll be very careful as I talk about this, but you understand that certain things have happened with his family that are not ideal. And you begin to realize it's entirely possible that this newer version of Hirayama is looking at these everyday things that we so often take for granted, like the sun and like nature. And he's looking at these things as if he is coming to understand the notion that life is fleeting and that we will not always be here to appreciate these things. You begin to understand why something like a small cafe, or hearing a woman sing really beautifully, or looking at a gorgeous scenic view, or reading a really good book, or walking through a bookstore. All of these things are so important to him now. And it's not just that it's a daily routine for Hirayama. It felt to me like he was really understanding that these things are precious. As much as we don't necessarily care about them at any given moment, there will come a time in a lot of our lives where we look at those things that maybe we took for granted, and it's not necessarily the same things that Hirayama did. Maybe it's other things in life that we never really paid attention to, and it will become apparent to us that they're not always going to be there, and we should embrace those things, whether it's a close family member, or something that we've always wanted to do and never got to, or something that's been right in front of us for our entire lives, and we never just took a moment to look at that. And it was just so remarkable to me that a character that barely speaks, that mostly just drives around and cleans toilets, has this much depth to him, and I saw this much in him just from the tiniest of interactions. It's a magnificent feat of screenwriting and especially acting. This is a towering performance. He is so phenomenal here with so little to work with, and yet he flourishes. While I'm not usually a huge fan of this slice of life genre where you just sort of follow someone about their daily routine, I found this movie absolutely euphoric. I left the theater feeling happy about life and not wanting to take any single moment for granted. And I hope that if you guys do see the movie, it can have that same effect on you. Guys, thank you so much, as always, for watching. This weekend, I'm going to have a new feature presentation video for you. That's going to be for Satoshi Kon's Paprika. I just recently got to see this in theaters. It was re-released for a few days. I love that movie. I think it's so special. I have a lot to say about it, and I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'm also going to try, if I can find the time, to do a Dune 2 spoiler review. I also just selfishly, I want to see it again on a big screen because I had so much fun watching that movie, and it reminded me, like, yes, this is why we go to the movies. So if I can find the time this weekend, I will absolutely do that for you guys. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Look forward to more videos very soon. And if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.